Giving an opinion and giving a fact are two very different things. And it's important that you don't give an opinion as a fact, or else it's perceived as being impolite in the UK. So it's important to show people that you are giving an opinion rather than a fact. So here are 3 of my top phrases that will help you to demonstrate that you are giving an opinion rather than a fact. Here we go. Number 1. Personally, I think... So the P is made with 2 lips coming together, p, followed by the sound without an R, per. And then the body of the tongue comes up to make an S, purse, purse, followed by a schwa, person, purser, purser, person, and then the tip of the tongue comes up to make an N. Now the A after the N is not pronounced in the UK. So, I mean, I'm sure that some people do, but most people would elide that A. So instead of saying personally, I think you'll find a lot of people just saying personally. So they just pronounce "ly" on the end. I'm not saying that's as you should pronounce it. I'm saying that as a native speaker, listening to other native speakers, that's what I hear a lot in the UK, personally. So then the tip of the tongue would come straight up. Well, actually, it stays there after the end. So we get person, stays there, then it drops for the ly. Yeah, we get a long E vowel. Personally, 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 I... So then the tongue drops for the beginning of the I diphthong. I've made a video about diphthongs if you want to check it out. What is a diphthong? So a diphthong is 2 vowels that come together. I. So we get R at the beginning, and then E, I. Wait. If you're thinking of leaving, I've got some great free resources that I'd love you to steal to help you with your pronunciation in English. So click this link and it'll take you to my website, and it's all free. Just enter your email address and you can download those and really start working on your pronunciation. Anyway, if you have to go, I'll see you soon. I, and then the tip of the tongue comes just up, either between the teeth or just behind the top tooth for the TH, voiceless TH. Th, short little I vowel. Th, so not the, but th, think. Now, is an odd one. I know it's spelled NK, and most of you will be doing this, even if you think you're not, you will be doing this fine. The back of the tongue comes up, and then it's followed by a K. So the back of the tongue stays there and then drops suddenly. Think. Personally, I think. Number 2, if you ask me, so that starts with a short little I, spread lips, tongue is high. If, lower lip touches the upper front teeth for an F. If you ask, so then we get a little yod, yeah. Body of the tongue is high and drops. You, followed by an oo vowel, where the lips round. If you are. Now, notice how my lips then go from rounding for the oo vowel into opening for the R, for ask. Now, what's important about that is that we do actually make what's called an intrusive W. So there's a linking consonant, what's called an intrusive W, between those 2 words. If you are. It's quite soft. Don't say if you ask me. You'll sound silly, but if you ask. Some people think that it sort of happens naturally, which I think it does if you're a native speaker, but as a non-native speaker, you may be saying, if you ask, and you may not be using that word. So it's if you ask, to open R vowel for ask, body of the tongue comes up for the S, then we have a little k on the end. Back of the tongue is high and drops. If you ask me, lips come together for the M, me, and then they spread for the long E vowel. If you ask me, and the last one, as far as I'm concerned, so that starts with a schwa, as, because it's what's called a weak form. So we get lots of grammatical words whose vowel can be pronounced as a schwa, as a weak sound. As far. Now the S in as, which is pronounced uz in this context, is an actual Z, so it buzzes on the tongue. And you can feel it here in your throat if you put your hand there. As far, so then the lower lip comes up for the F, voiceless, far, tongue drops, not R, as far. Now I say that because in this context, the next word begins with a vowel sound, which means that if we've got an R at the end of a word, it's quite common in England to hear the R pronounced. And that's because in England we only pronounce R's if they're followed by spoken vowel sounds. That's a whole nother video. So we'll keep it simple for now. Just stick to this little phrase. As far as, so can you hear me? I am pronouncing the R. But when I use it in this sort of context, I make it part of the second word. As far as, it's called a linking R. As far as, can you hear that? I'm almost making up a word, ruz. Yeah, as far as, so I get the R followed by a schwa, as, same thing as the first as far as I'm, so that's a diphthong, I'm, we've already talked about that with the word I'm, followed by an M, I'm, can. A lot of people get this wrong. Well, I say wrong. In the southern part of the UK, in what's called an RP accent, in standard southern British English, then we would say concerned. But up north, they have a wonderful pronunciation, which is to go for the O. Yeah, so they have this lovely O sound, concerned, which isn't incorrect. Remember that we have, I think, 56 different accents or more in the UK, and they're all rich and wonderful. So this video is just focusing on standard Southern British English, but it's not preferential. It's just that's my accent, and that's what I speak in. So, and it's what's perceived as being close to this RP accent, the standard Southern British English accent. So I would say, as far as I'm back of the tongue comes up and drops into a schwa. Tongue is in the middle of the mouth. Tip of the tongue comes up for the N. Concerned. So that second C is an actual S. Get that lovely sound without the R. So not concerned, but concerned. Tip of the tongue comes up for the N. And then we get a D. Concerned. Not concerned. A lot of Spanish speakers, Portuguese speakers get this wrong. So not concerned, but concerned. Concerned, yeah? As far as I'm concerned. So I hope you found that useful, and why don't you subscribe to this channel, because I post weekly videos here every Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. GMT local London time, and the co-founder of English Pronunciation Roadmap, Paul, he posts our Word of the Week every Sunday. So you get 2 free videos every week. So why don't you just hit subscribe, and they'll be delivered via YouTube into your inbox, and you can come along to our channel and view those 2 videos. If you liked this video, you found it useful, why don't you hit like so you can find it easily again, and I hope to see you here next week.